All right, guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a forever model trade breakdown on an A plus trade setup that I took on Wednesday trading the pound futures. And it was a long entry. I'm going to break down the narrative all the way down to the execution of how I found my trade setup to how I got my execution. So let's hop right into the charts. Take some time to study so you could replicate this, but let's get right into it. All right, you guys already know this. What do we usually do? We start off with our blank charts, and on the left I have the euro chart, and on the right I have pound. So pause the video now. Let me see if you can get your annotations marked up exactly like I have, because everything that I'm doing here is the same process in every other video that I've done before. So if you're learning, you're going to get this right. So pause the video now before I show my annotations on the next slide. And if you got that correctly, you would know that we had a 4-hour bullish fair value gap resting right here. And we have a 4-hour bullish fair value gap resting right here on pound. Now, the difference here is that we're looking to trade the stronger asset, which is why this is a A+ trade setup. Now, as you can see, we have SMT divergence within that 4-hour bullish fair value gap. We have a higher low set in on pound compared to the lower low set in on the euro. So I'm going to focus on pound because it is stronger and I'm looking for buys within that 4-hour bullish fair value gap. Now that is step 1, looking for a fair value gap. Step 2, looking for SMT divergence at or within the tag of that fair value gap. Now once you have the step 1 and the step 2 checked off, you can then go for an execution. And we're on the 4-hour chart now, so we look to monitor for a trade execution on the 15-minute. So we're going to look after we have step 1 and 2 set up on the 15-minute chart to see what is happening inside of this 4-hour fair value gap and if we could frame structure behind a clean execution to target higher prices. So let's drop to the 15-minute chart and monitor price on pound. Now, this is GBP on the 15-minute chart after we created that 4-hour SMT inside of that 4-hour gap. Now, I have a vertical line drawn here, and this is the open of New York AM session when I look for my trade executions. I only look for trades on Forex or Forex futures past 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just monitor the chart, see if you could already notice the structure behind what I'm looking for or what I'm anticipating in order for me to actually look for the trade execution to lay on risk into the marketplace. So pause the video like we did before, see if you could mark up the charts and mark up annotations that look like mine on the next slide. So do that now before I show mine. Now, look closely here. We have a short-term low resting right here that is ran by this specific down close candle. This candle runs a short-term low and creates SMT divergence on the 4-hour inside of that 4-hour bullish fair value gap with Euro USD. Now, if we close above the down close candle's opening price, that will confirm a high probability bullish order block that we could then utilize as an entry POI. So I'm on warning mode. I'm still waiting for my step 3 to set up, which is waiting for price to close above that candle's opening price that ran the short-term low. So I'm anticipating this to happen. This is what we need. We need price to trade higher, close above that opening price, trade back into that opening price. That will be our long entry. And that is where we will be executing and then targeting our higher prices, which are clean relative equal highs resting right above here. Now, next 2 15-minute candles, we close above that down close candle's opening price. Now, all I need to do next is put in a buy limits at the tag of that candle's opening price. My stop loss goes at the candle low that ran the short-term low and target a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now, look at this in the morning, because I usually wake up every single day when I'm live trading with my group. I usually wake up at around 7:45 to 8 o'clock or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I woke up at literally 8:05, 8:10, said good morning to my group, and I said I am going to long GU. Like right now, because at this time here, I'm looking at GBP USD on Forex.com. On GBP futures, we actually closed above on the 8:15 candle. The next 15-minute candle tagged us in, so I was already in the trade. Just like here, shown by Bruno. We close above on this candle here. He's executed right there on the next 15-minute candle. So I already told them at 8:17 at this specific candle that I was long, and I alerted everybody. But also look at this. Even in my group, before I'm even awake, people are already talking about it. They're already noticing. Good morning. Anybody looking at GU or EU? Yup. Nice SMT at the 4 hour. Someone said that they wanted a long EU. GU looks stronger. People are already noticing it. People are already also noticing the dollar chart because dollar is inversely correlated to EU and GU. If dollar drops lower, then majors EU and GU will go higher. We're already picking that up, doing the analysis before I'm even giving it to them. These are my students. These are the ones that see me every single week. They're in the chat every single day. They're learning. They're developing their skill. They're getting their edge, and they're just copying the way that I build a narrative to my execution. Literally, before I'm even sending a message in the chat, this was already dropped in. If it confirms I'm taking GU because of the clean draw on liquidity, relative equal highs, with the marked up annotations, before I even showed them, they have already implemented and done the work that I didn't even need to do anymore. So I was able to wake up, see what they were doing, trust my students because they're able to replicate my strategy so well. I can look and see what they're doing and just copy it. Simple as that. And as you can see here, this is what we get as the result. This is literally the result. We get our execution and we target our relative equal highs. And was that rocket science? Honestly, was that rocket science? I told you 3 simple steps that you need to follow. Three steps that could actually retire your 9 to 5, could retire your parents and your entire bloodline. All you need to do is just wait for those 3 steps to happen, and then you're in the trade. That's it. All you need to do, fair value gap tag, SMT divergence, wait for your change and save delivery, order block, take your execution. That is it. I'm pretty sure if you followed those rules, even if you backtested it and you don't believe me, go and check the charts. Go on FX replay, whatever you want to do, and just watch how price reacts when we create SMT divergence within fair value gaps. It's literally so simple. And if you want to actually do this with me live and trade with me and monitor and build a narrative, take your execution, all that sort of stuff, there's a link in the description. You could trade free with me for 7 days. All you need to do is click the link, sign up, and there's a trial to the Forever Trading Lab. So hopefully you guys are learning and you're actually implementing this strategy well. I know a lot of you are. I see the testimonials, and I'm very happy. It motivates me to keep on posting this content. And also, you'll just keep on noticing the fact that I'm just repeating myself every single week. I'm doing the same process, the same narrative, the same execution, every single trade I take. That is how you build confidence in your execution. You build confidence in your model, and you don't care what happens if price does something else from what you need it to do. You need to make this process boring. Look for the same thing every day, the same thing every week, every month, every year, and you will have longevity in this business. I promise you that, because this whole process, this whole model that I've shown you right here is the reason why I'm a full-time trader. Now, stick around and trust me, you're going to thank me later, months, weeks, even years down the line, however long it takes, trust me. This is the easiest approach to price delivery, and no one can tell me otherwise. But anyways, I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoyed the content. Keep doing what you're doing, and sooner or later, you will wake up one day and you'll be like, wow, this shit is really so easy, and I was overcomplicating everything before. But be safe, y'all, and I'll see you next week for the next upload.